Hello, and welcome to another episode of Funny Running Stories, where we mash up running and laughter. I'm Martise Moore, the Run Faster coach, and today I'm super excited to introduce Mr. Jason Bahamundi. Woo! Thanks, Jason, for joining us. Where are you from, and how long have you been running?
I am originally from New York, living in Dallas these days, and I started running back in 2007.
Oh, okay. That's a long time ago. Okay, what made you get what made you get into it back then?
Uh, so that's a funny story.
Okay.
In 2007, my then wife, who worked for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, which has team in training, came home one day and said, "Hey, we need to do this team in training run for the Westchester Half Marathon." And I looked at her and I said, "What's this we stuff? You got a mouse in your pocket?" And she said, "No, it'll be great. It'll be great." And I said, "Okay." As a former athlete, played high school football, baseball, and all of those things, I'm like, running should be easy, no problem, right?
Mhm.
So I strapped on my Nike Air Jordans because those are really good running shoes, and I walked to the track, which is a block and a half away from the house,
Mhm.
and ran my first loop, one lap around the track, and I was gassed. I was so spent.
Mhm.
And I walked the next 400 meters and then ran the next 400 meters and walked the next 400 meters and finished a mile.
Uh-huh.
Thrilled with myself, soaking wet, picked up my water bottle and walked back home. And I thought I was a champion.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's how it all started. 14 years later, I'm still involved in these sports. So it couldn't have been that bad, right?
All right, right, right. Awesome. Okay, well, tell us another funny running story.
In over 14 years, you accumulate a handful of them. So um, I am an ultra runner. I've crossed the finish line of 8 100-mile races. And
Wow.
when you're out there for anywhere between 20 and 28 hours, a lot of things can and will go wrong.
Mhm.
We're all runners, so we can talk about our GI issues pretty
Mhm.
freely.
Mhm.
And one year, I was racing Rocky Raccoon 100 here in Huntsville, Texas.
Mhm.
And my goal had always been to break 19 hours at that race. And I had come close a couple of times. And this one particular year, it was somewhere around mile 70 ish or so. My stomach really did not want to participate in running at that point. And
Mhm.
so my pacer says, "Well, you gotta relieve yourself.
Yeah.
Um, there's the woods, right? We're running in a forest."
Uh-huh.
And so I run down a path and I am using the bathroom.
Mhm.
And sure enough, up behind me comes the park ranger in a golf cart. And,
Oh.
and he says, "Hey, man, are you okay?" And I look at him and in the position I'm in, and I go, "Yeah, I think I'm all right, dude. I'll be okay." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I'll let you go." And I'm like, "Thank you. Some privacy would be helpful." And he leaves and he takes off. And
Uh,
well, needless to say, I did not break 19 hours that year, but hey, there's always another time and opportunity to go after that number.
nice. Well, at least he didn't have to get on his walkie-talkie and call for backup.
Exactly right.
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's pretty funny.
Of
It's
course.
funny how like embarrassing stories are usually like, the funniest ones.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what's your running life look like these days?
Um, as we're recording this, we are running in the snow and ice here in Dallas, which is a little unusual. But with that being said, and with the pandemic obviously going on these days, not a lot of racing. So it's been a lot of base building.
Mhm.
I am building towards a race on May 3rd through May 8th, which is the Cocodona 250. We'll be racing from Black Canyon City outside of Phoenix to Flagstaff, Arizona. It's supposed to take about 5 days. So my running nowadays consists of 5 or 6 days of running, and 2 out of or 3 of those days being double run days, just accumulating a lot of miles. Um, Not a lot of speed work, just a lot of endurance at this point.
Mhm.
I am a co-founder of a club called Team Dirt and Vert here in North Texas,
Mhm.
and we have a chapter in Phoenix as well. And so we meet on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and we do some group runs on the trails, and when we can, when the weather's nice. So just getting out there, probably running somewhere between 40 and 45 miles a week right now.
Wow. So even with that snow and ice, your mileage has not come down?
Not yet. We've been fortunate to be able to run here because it's not super deep snow.
Okay.
And the sun is out and it's melting it today. So yeah, I'm still
Mhm.
getting out there. As soon as this is over, I'll be heading out for about an hour's worth of running anyway as well.
Oh, okay. All right, great. So, I just had a quick question. How do you make sure there's no like black ice?
Uh, Fingers crossed.
Oh no. Okay.
No, so because it's really interesting. I'm from New York originally, so have an idea and a feel for how the weather will perform and act when it comes to that type of stuff. And
Mhm.
what we've had here was really super cold temps
Mhm.
and no precipitation until the snow fell. So there was really no opportunity for ice to accumulate.
Okay.
So when I ran on Tuesday, it was no problem. On Wednesday, with cars driving up and down the street a little bit, that's caused a little bit more of ice. So just running a little bit more in the powdery stuff than
Okay.
in the in on the pavement side.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, that's a good tip for runners who aren't used to, that kind of weather.
Or we could all just move to Arizona and never have to deal with it.
Well, they do have it in the high altitude.
Yeah, it's true. When we get to Flagstaff, we'll know more.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Where can we follow your running journey?
Absolutely. So on Facebook and Instagram, you can follow at Cook Train Eat Race. And on Twitter, it's the same thing, but because Twitter's letters don't allow you to full thing, race is spelled RCE. So I always get misinterpreted as Cook Train Eat Rice, which is okay too, because that's always a good thing to consume.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we make sure we put it in the show notes so people just click on the link.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Jason. Well, thank you so much and good luck with training for your race and, the snowmageddon you guys are having right now. Please be careful and be safe, and we'll be sure to follow your journey on social media.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to chat, Martise. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.